city called Mariestad. And yeah, I grew up on a farm. We didn't talk that much about fashion, I guess. One of my secret skills is that I can hypnotize chickens. If you want to see me do that, I'm happy to. I do run my own blog named Style by Kling. I think I had it for like, I don't know, 5 years or something. When I was around 22 something, I got back to Stockholm and people started to notice like how I dressed. Then actually one of my friends, he said like, you should start a blog, and I was like, no way. And then it took like another 4 months and he was like, you should really start a blog. And I think actually he's kind of a smart guy, so I was like, okay, if you say so, I can try. And then I started my blog, and in 2 days it became Sweden's largest fashion blog. It wasn't hard for me to make a decision to, you know, do my own collection for Guess by Marciano. I always been a big fan of Guess and the history and of Paul's work. I do remember the campaign and the actually like the story, the iconic pictures of Guess, and that was what I just loved. And especially after meeting him, I was more than excited.
The minute we met, we connected right away. She has style, she has personality, she's feminine, she's sexy, she's super confident, and I really love her personality, how she perceived Guess. And when we present Guess by Marciano, she wanted to see the whole history of Guess, and that's what we did together. We
were going through like Paul's archive, all the pictures, like, all the history, and he told me about everything, and I loved that moment. Some of the pictures that I really loved and that Paul really loved too was the Matadors pictures. And I also got inspired by, like, you know, the kind of like the Spanish girl and a more feminine vibe. So actually when I got out from that meeting with Paul, I was like, I know exactly what I want to do. I want to do, you know, the Matador style. I want to put in these pieces, the iconic pieces, but make it to how I would wear them 2012.
She has a mind of a fashion person as a model, and on top of that, doing what she does the best is putting things together which are not really normally going together, but she does that for herself because she wants to dress her own personality, her own identity. It's the first time we collaborate with anybody on Guess by Marciano. We have never done that before. It's the first time also that we do anything with a blogger. That's another first. The bloggers have as much influence now as the fashion editors.
I get the question pretty often to describe my own personal style. I'm not scared of being too girly or too masculine. I can do, you know, it's really about, you know, how I feel that day, but normally I like to kind of find the contrast and mix like more edgy pieces to the more softer feminine pieces.
She has an influence all over Europe, all over Asia, all over US, when 3 years ago nobody knew who was Elin Kling. Nobody. This is who she is. She is driven, she is engaged, she is enthusiastic. And she represents for me the perfect Guess girl who became the Guess by Marciano woman.
I'm Elin Kling for Marciano, and I've been working on this collection since fall 2011, and you will find it in store fall 2012.